Derek O'Brien.
Mr. Chairman, sir, different people have reacted differently from the time this announcement was made by our Honorable Prime Minister himself on the 8th of November at 8 p.m. Some people, after hearing this announcement and being part of the order that made this announcement, have quoted Bob Dylan. Some people, the same people who've quoted Bob Dylan, have also conducted polls on their mobile app to tell them 93% are very happy with them. And the same people have done, or the same, our Honorable Prime Minister. There are different ways to react to that. And some people also feel so grieved that crocodile tears are also shed. But I want to first begin my submission today by quoting word to word what one person said or started saying within 1.5 hours of this announcement. I've got a quote. While I am strongly against black money, corruption, I'm deeply concerned about common people, small traders. How will they buy essentials tomorrow? This is financial chaos, disaster let loose on the common people of India. The Prime Minister could not get the promised black money from abroad, hence so much drama. I want to know from the Prime Minister how my poorest brothers and sisters who've received their week's hard-earned wage in one 500 rupee note will buy atta chal tomorrow. This is a heartless and ill-conceived blow to the common people, the middle class, the agricultural cooperatives, the tea garden workers, the unorganized labor sector, the shopkeepers, the small businessmen. All will suffer. There will be starvation deaths. Sir, I will carry on quoting. This is no Bob Dylan quote. This is Mamata Banerjee reacting to this decision. Not 10 days, not 15 days, within 2 hours. With all the wisdom of an economist who perhaps has never been to do a PhD in economics, as we heard the very erudite intervention today from our former Prime Minister. The reason is very simple, and the reason is only one word, because Trinamool means grassroots. Grassroots. This announcement has hurt everybody. I'll come to everything. Let me speak. You all are ministers. Behave like ministers. Let me speak now. So, sir, these are some announcements within 2 hours of this announcement. I will carry on, sir, because we need to get a feel. Not everyone likes to hear these announcements, but doesn't matter. Sir, there are more and innumerable reactions as to what was said. So these messages, sir, bringing out the suffering, were put up every day. Bhuka mein marte hai, transport business down hai. This is not an ego battle. This is what she said. This is not an ego battle. 13th, I humbly appeal to the government, to the center, save the common people from more suffering. This is the way it went on, sir. And finally, we, on the 16th of November, the Trinamool Congress went to the Rashtrapati ji and tried to, at as best as it could, with a few other parties, to highlight this on the 16th of November. Sir, to give you the feel as to what exact, I'll take a few more quotes, sir, and here is one example. Tea garden owners have expressed difficulty. This goes on and on. Total chaos. There is anger among housewives. There is anger among traders. There is anger among citizens, employees, and it's getting worse every hour. So the point here is not who said it first or who said it second. The point here is, as we stand here today, there are 14 or 15 opposition parties today who are 16 opposition parties. Now it's no more a solo voice. It is now a chorus of the people. It is a chorus of the people, sir. And now let me get to point by point as to what this can solve and what it can't solve. The first important thing, sir, is everybody is against black money. Everybody is against corruption. Let us make no bones about it. But it's the Trinamool Congress who even mentioned this in Parliament first in 1998. In 2014, we had a demonstration outside and inside. Our first submission to this government is, by doing this demonetization, it is only one part of a larger step. What are you doing to electoral reforms? Because today, electoral reforms is a very, very big issue. 80% of donations which are received by political parties today are from unknown sources. So what are you trying to present by saying this will solve the problem? Point number two, sir. This is point number two, sir. 6% is the black money composition. What about the other percent? What about the gold? What about the real estate? You'll tell me you brought the Benami bill. Sir, let us move on. Let us move on, sir, because we call this the big black scandal. We call this, Mamata Banerjee called this the big black scandal. She said this is a black political decision. She said this is anti-commoner. She said this is a desperate attempt to start a black mechanism. It's very grim, sir, and people are suffering. After this, since it wasn't an ego battle, we offered some concrete suggestions. The first concrete suggestion we offered is, why don't you allow the old 500 rupee notes and the new 500 rupee notes to function parallelly for a longer period of time? That was our first concrete suggestion. As we said, this is not an ego battle. Number two, we said to print more small currency notes. To print more small currency notes. And that brings me to the point, sir, about secrecy. Now, this government has been saying we had to do all this because we had to keep it secret. Two questions to the government. If you had to keep it secret, what prevented you from printing for the last 1 year 100 rupee notes? No one would have suspected. You keep printing 100 rupee notes and no one would have suspected. Mr. Jaitley, you're squirming in your seat, maybe you're turning up your face, but why didn't you print more 100 rupee notes? Perhaps because even you didn't know that when this announcement was going to be made. Because 100 rupee notes is one. Next, the government tells us we printed more 2,000 rupee notes because we were taking out 85% of the currency, so we needed to quickly put this currency back. It doesn't work. Sir, it doesn't work. And I'll tell you, sir, the interesting thing here, secrecy cannot be the excuse for putting people in pain. If it was so secret, then when you were doing the spectrum auctions, why didn't you at that time plan that you have to reach out with telephony to villages? Today, we are talking about 4 out of 5 villages in India, sir, don't have a bank. So I want to tell you a story without mentioning names. I was talking to a minister, very good minister in the government. I will not mention his name. And he tells me, what's the problem? I buy my vegetables on plastic. I buy my sabzi on plastic. I do my laundry on plastic. So I was looking at him. I was amazed. Of course, plastic is in use. But there are some basic issues about plastic which don't work. 95% of the debit cards in India, Mr. Finance Minister, your figures, 90% of the debit cards in India are used for what? They are not used to buy anything. They're only used to withdraw money from the bank. I think it's a mindset issue. And the problem here is the mindset gets continued. Because after you do all this, again you run a poll yesterday, some WhatsApp poll, which says 92% are happy. Which 92% are happy? Who are you keeping happy? Sir, these are not my numbers, sir. Government numbers. 1 out of 5,000 people have a credit card. 5 out of 1,000 people have a debit card. 4 out of 5 villages in India don't have a bank. We all want to get to a cashless society. We all want to get to a cashless society. But before you get to a cashless society, sir, you can't be in Lululand. If you're in Lululand, look what you've done. You have made 24 changes from the time of the announcement. Now, every time we say you make a change, you say, no, this is to recalibrate it. The same finance minister, 4 days after the announcement, or 5 days, said 100% good, 100% implementation. Sir, black money and white money. The system in India here, sir, is there is a black and a white. No, sir. This is a flowing economy. We need to understand this. I get a salary of 400 rupees. I get a salary of, that's why it's totally impractical. I get a salary of 400 rupees, which I withdraw from my bank account, and I use it, let's say, to buy chewing gum and soft drinks into a panwala. So he takes the money, out of the 400 rupees I spend, he spends 300 rupees paying back the retail chain, whoever the manufacturer is. So he takes my white money, takes it and pays the retail chain, so he pays 300. The other 100 he buys for 80 rupees palm leaves. Now, he buys palm leaves from the farmer who sold it to someone. So that is black money. My white money has become black. It's not bad, but there is no watertight compartment between black money, there's a white money. The way our economy is designed, there is a complete flow between black and between white. And this is why implementation is being made, sir, such a problem. Sir, a prominent economist spoke to me, spoke just before me here. Here are 2 numbers because the Prime Minister, we are looking forward, is going to reply to our debate. So here's some numbers I want to give to the Prime Minister. Please reply to us, sir. We are saying the GDP per day is 45,000 crores. Of this, 59% is private consumption or on household financial expenditure, which is about 27,000 crores. 87% of this is cash. That's about 24,000 crores. So my question is, if it's 24,000 cash and it's been 15 days, my submission is, and challenge my figure, we have lost 3,75,000 crores of GDP in the last 15 days. This is not only about an ATM inconvenience. This is not only about an ATM inconvenience, because the same people are also telling us that terrorism, people have made this point before, 0.2% of India have 0.02% have fake currency. So what do you do to the other 99.99 whatever percent? You penalize the whole country. Sir, this will not do. And this is also extremely important, sir, secrecy. Even when the atom bomb was dropped on August the 6th, 1945, yes, on the secrecy part, everything else was very good. But then you know what happened. Sir, there are movements. I have had the privilege of being a worker in some of these movements under Mamta Di. The one I can remember most, sir, is Singhud. We were alone. No one believed us. She fought. The movement was a people's movement. It was a people's victory. And after all the victory, when everyone was a doubting Thomas, even the Supreme Court of India 1 month ago gave us the verdict on Singhud. Sir, please, this is extremely important to understand, sir. This is not a political movement, sir. This is a people's movement. This is a people's movement, and you cannot suppress the voice of the people. Sir, a couple of more points I would like to make. There is a thinking here. This is the narrative which the government are playing. You oppose our policy, Mr. Prime Minister, through you, sir. Sir, all of us, sir, anyone who opposes your policy, Mr. Prime Minister ji, with all respect, anyone who opposes your policy is not for black money. Anyone who opposes your policy is not anti-national. Why are you giving us these lectures on corruption and black money? We oppose. We are opposing you because people are suffering. We are opposing you because we believe the economy will be killed. But why are you making this an issue? Why are you making this an issue? You are some messiah and all of us are devils. Sir, I have to say one thing. While we are fighting this battle on behalf of the people, I know and I get the confidence and the inspiration from Mamta Di to say this. Try as you may through your agencies to hustle and harass us. That will make us, give us more conviction to fight you with conviction. Do not, you please try and use them. And I can tell you one more thing. Any inquiry, do the inquiry. You want to do any inquiry, do the inquiry on anything. And if you find, even try and put Mamta Di in jail if you want. Try it. Try it. We are fighting you on an issue. We are bringing a people's issue today. Today I'm not here to stand and say, we are the first person. Please, please. I know what is happening. Please, please allow us to speak without any interruption, because you know this can be. Sir, talk to us about, come to the issues. Talk to us about price rise. What have you done? Talk to us about education. What have you done? Talk to us about unemployment. What have you done? These are the issues, sir. I've got all these figures here, but this is not the time to figure. Sir, I'm still saying this with all humility. This is not an ego battle. This is not about who reacted first to it. Please understand, we need to find a solution. We need to find a solution. And good that after 5 days of deciding not to listen to us, now you've come to listen to us. Please, in this spirit of humility, you listen to the next 22 speakers also. Then we will listen to your reply and also take our very simple suggestions. All we are saying is we need to find a solution. And the solution has to be found. We cannot find a solution with someone with hubris. What is hubris? Hubris is extreme self-confidence before nemesis. I would appeal to your Prime Minister, sir. I would appeal to my Prime Minister. I would appeal to our Prime Minister. You made an announcement. Okay, you made an announcement. I do believe, like so many of us have believed, the timing of the announcement is also all right. There was such a plan in place. But the question is, why was that announcement perhaps made on the 8th of November? Why not on the 8th of November 2017? This is a question to ponder. The basic issue here, sir, plus on the practical issue, the currency notes, if you look at the currency notes, put those figures on the floor of the House to see, you'll only come back to the equal amount after 1 year. And that is also after printing 2,000 rupee notes. Sir, I once again, in all humility, appeal to the Prime Minister through you. People have died. We have been saying this from day one. People have been suffering across the board. There are still some people who want to buy. We have nothing against the plastic economy, but everything comes with a time. We have no problem. If someone wants to buy, if a minister wants to buy his sabzi and his tomato and his laundry and his fruit on the plastic card, very, very good. That's very, very good. But not everybody can do it. Sir, and my last point today.
5 minutes are there.
We have a second speaker. Trinamool is very disciplined. I want my colleague Shukendu will also speak in the next round. Sir, I think we've said all we could say, and I, in all humility again, appealing to the Prime Minister to please take our suggestions, because we do believe Mamta Di has thought this out, and everybody now is on the same page. It's not about anybody's ego. All 14, 15 parties. She made, 1 minute. Now, so far one person has spoken from the BJP, I believe. One person only. Two. But I was quite interested in the first person who spoke from the BJP. Anybody can speak. Bhupenji was the first, and the second was, Piyush. Yeah. Piyush is the first speaker. Chartered accountant, speaks very well, and I'm not being condescending. Very affable person, always very articulate in this Rajya Sabha. But the one thought which has been bothering me for the last 2 weeks is that before he became the minister, for many years, he was the national treasurer of the BJP. He still is the national treasurer of the BJP. This is very interesting, sir. I'll leave you with this thought.
Thank you very much.